in a male dominated business, if you will. How did you guys end up in automotive? And Carrie, you can go ahead and start that off.
Yeah, so like a lot of women, I fell into automotive. It didn't necessarily have a passion for cars, but it had a passion for people and the process, the sales process. And so I started at JD Power and Associates, which is a marketing research firm, focusing on the customer experience in automotive. Spent 12 years at JD Power from a research standpoint in sales, working primarily with the automotive manufacturers and helping them understand the consumer experience in automotive. And then I jumped to the tech side at Edmunds.com, where I worked on the dealer side of the business, working with dealers that advertised on Edmunds and really dived into helping dealers from a sales process standpoint. I ran a training team there that worked with dealers. I worked with our internal sales training team. And then I eventually was speaking at conferences across the industry, helping the entire industry understand how do we move forward from a process standpoint. And eventually I ended up at TrueCar, doing some of the same things out there in the industry, kind of evangelizing, how do we evolve this industry from a consumer experience standpoint, and how can dealers improve their processes and their ROI when it comes to the sales process. So I kind of fell into it, but I think once you're in auto, it's hard to get out, right?
It is very true. I'm sure many of us, I know I fell into it. This was not where I was headed, but it got pulled in and have been there for 30 plus years now. So there's something good there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm 22 years in, so I'm in it for good now. So.
And Patrice, how about you? How did you wind up?
Well, Dave, I don't know about you, but sometimes I curse the day that I joined the automotive industry. Like, what was I thinking? This is a hard business. But, my story is I was an auto airhead. I was the girl who hated my automotive experiences. I always thought I needed a guide to come with me. I felt like I was being taken advantage of by mechanics, whether I was or not, and I didn't feel confident with my choices at the repair center. So I started looking for a female mechanic because I thought, okay, if I find a woman, she'll help me. I won't feel intimidated or scared to ask questions. And I couldn't find one. I even Googled female mechanic, looking for one. And of course, what pops up first is the 10 top stock images of women mechanics. And it's like women in bikinis next to muscle cars. And, I was realizing this is not just a me issue. A lot of my friends and family and every woman I know had an experience or several experiences where she felt the same way, like an auto airhead. So I decided that I'm going to go back to school to learn how to work on cars and create a business that was going to cater to women, that was going to educate women, empower women. I really believe the root cause of women being so dissatisfied with their experiences is the fact that we don't see more women working in automotive repair. And so I hire women mechanics, and we also have a nail salon at my repair center so women can get their nails done while they wait for their car. So really all about how can we give a better customer experience to women, make them more confident drivers and smart consumers through education and our repair services. And that's what we do.
Excellent. Yeah, I love the premise behind your excuse me, your shop. It resonates with me when you talk about going into places and feeling uncomfortable with what they were telling you. For if you guys are old enough to remember Radio Shacks, if you ever walked into one of those places, that's how I felt every time I walked into there when they started talking to me. Like, they could have sold me anything, and I would have had no idea whether it was the right thing or not. And that's not a good feeling to have.
It's not. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. And Erica, how about you? How did you wind up in this fine business?
I'm driving this Delta 88, and I have to 2-foot it just because it won't stay started, and I pull up to this Midas, and I find out I need to have an alternator, and it's like $100 and something bucks, and I'm bawling my eyes out in front of the Midas manager. And at the time I was trying to go to school for marketing and stuff, and I said, listen, I'll help you guys with flyers, anything, just help me. I don't have $20 to my name. The guy feels sorry for me, says, look, come back tomorrow, we'll figure it out. They put the alternator in my car. and I start making coupons for $11.95 for Midas for him and start putting those out around town, trying to help him out with his marketing. 6 months later, he started a Napa Auto Care Center, and I was his service advisor. And I start working for the guy, making $8 an hour, and he finds out that women are kick-ass when you're sitting there doing selling service to people. We had 6 bays, and I would order the parts from Napa and then sell the customers when they came in, but it was always like a consultant. Like, man, do you really want to go back out there on those breaks? You wouldn't want to do that. I mean, if I was your sister, I wouldn't want to do that. And next thing you know, that was my start in. I worked at Napa for about 3 years, and then I left and decided to get into retail after I got my dealer license and try to buy cars and sell cars, which did not work out. So I decided to go to the dealership level and kind of learn how to do it the right way.
Or what they call the right way, right?
Well, yeah.
Quote unquote.
Trust me, what I was doing with my dealer license wasn't helpful.
Well, I applaud whoever it was that decided to help you at that time for the repair, because obviously that could have gone a completely different way, and this industry would have lost a great person to be here to help out and be a customer advocate. So that it is, again, another person who fell into automotive in a way. So it's a common story.